Welcome back to the Homeschool Advantage podcast. I'm your host, Bex Fuzzy. Today's guest is Dana Argueta. Dana Argueta is the Puentes Administrator at the Spanish Institute of Honduras. As an educator with a background in elementary education and linguistic acquisition, she serves the homeschool program and also handles the missionary care and student services at SIH. She has been in Honduras since 2018 and understands the difficulties and joys that come with transitioning cultures, adapting to a new language, and experiencing Latin American culture in its fullest. In this episode, we talk about how they are different than most Spanish programs because they are extremely adaptable to the learners. Also, how they provide immersive live Spanish instruction to learners of all ages. And lastly, how the Spanish Institute of Honduras started as a language school for missionaries in Honduras. And now there are 3 programs to serve families in 15 different countries. So go grab your coffee, go grab your tea and a pen and paper because you're not going to want to miss what Dana has to say. Let's get into the podcast. Say hello to our guests and tell us what's a fun fact about your industry that will really surprise our listeners.
Hello, everybody. Super excited to be here. So I am with the Spanish Institute with our Puentes program. And one interesting fact about us is that our school, the Spanish Institute of Honduras, started in 2010 as a language school for missionaries in Honduras. And now our 3 programs serve families in 20 different countries. We began just with our in-person program for missionaries, expanding to clients who wanted to learn Spanish, and then added our online program in 2017 before it was cool. And finally, in 2021, created our Puentes homeschool program.
Wow. And you guys, your 3 programs serve 15 different countries.
Yes, we're actually up to almost 20 now. We've
Whoa.
Continued to expand. We recounted.
Yeah. Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so don't leave us in suspense. Tell us the focus of your work.
So we provide immersive live Spanish instruction to learners of all ages. Our homeschool program has curriculum options for pre-K through 12th grade, and even parents can learn alongside their children, either with elementary or the adolescent curriculum. We want learners to be able to authentically speak and understand Spanish, not just be able to pass tests. That is why our classes are conversation heavy and extremely interactive. Though our students are a bit bewildered at the beginning, they make progress so quickly. And as the program administrator, it amazes me to see how they start with no Spanish, and then I can pop in 6 months later and hear them in a fluid conversation.
Wow, seriously, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Oh my gosh. So what inspired you guys to create all of your content?
Well, the owners of our school, they are actually a family from North America, from Maine, and they came down to Honduras to study with the Spanish Institute of Honduras, and then ended up becoming owners. The previous owner passed the ownership along to them, and they have been here for over a decade now running the school. And so they originally were a homeschooling family. So they were aware of the lack of options for quality language instruction in the homeschool world. They know that many families rely on Duolingo, Rosetta Stone, but it's extremely difficult to learn how to speak a language without the conversation. So they wanted to open up our Spanish classes to homeschoolers and worked at developing a curriculum specific for homeschool and to train the teachers in it. And we believe that learning comes through relevant experiences. In all of our programs, we want the learning to be relevant. And Puentes is proof of that. We wanted to name it Puentes because it means bridges in Spanish. And so bridging the gap between Latin America and North America, between Spanish and English, between the 2 different cultures. And that's our whole thing.
And you're in Honduras?
Yes, we're in Honduras.
Oh, wow. That is so cool. I went to Honduras once, but I don't think I went to Spanish Honduras. I think I went to British Honduras. And I think there's a difference, right? Like British Honduras and Spanish Honduras. Like I went on a cruise. So I just remember. Yeah.
On the islands. Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. It is a whole different culture out on the islands than it is on the mainland.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So how did you get over there?
So I have been here almost 5 years now. August will complete 5 years. I'm originally from Maryland. I came right out of college, essentially. I knew that I wanted to teach in Latin America, to be able to teach English because my background is elementary education and ELLs, English language learners. So I was a missionary teacher for 3 years at a local bilingual school. And then next thing I know, I got poached by the family that runs the school. And this was in the middle of online teaching here. Actually, schools did 2 full years of complete online instruction during COVID, which was really hard. But so yeah, they wanted me to come and help them grow this program of Puentes. And so this is kind of my baby. I love what we do, and I'm very excited as it continues to grow. And yeah, that's how I got here.
So what levels of Spanish will students learn at Puentes?
It depends how long they study. So our pace, our classes are completely up to the parents, whatever direction they want to go in. If they want once a week, if they want 5 times a week, typically an hour-long class. And as long as we have the availability, we will do it. And so since they can choose their own pace, one level, which is similar, we equated it to the Spanish classes that you'll see in public school in the States. So Spanish 1, Spanish 2. Your first level could be completed in as quickly, well, it could be quicker, but typically our students do a semester, about August to December, January to May. They'll get 1 level of Spanish, and then some of them do decide to stretch it out over the whole year. So in theory, you could be completely fluent in 3 years if you're studying consistently, but our students are usually going at a slower pace.
Wow, 3 years. That's really fast.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Holy cow. So have you seen kids become fluent in that shorter period of time?
Well, since our program is still new, right now we only have kids up to the 4th level, but they are handling up to like the higher tenses. In the language system that we use, they would be high intermediates, and then they would go on to advanced. So that is our inspiration, is seeing them grow. But yes, since it's still a new program, we've only gotten up to level 4 so far.
Yeah, honestly, a lot of people who even speak Spanish are usually just like high intermediates. Do you know what I mean? And like bilingual, I feel like as a Spanish speaker, I think I'm a high intermediate. I don't think I'm advanced in any which way, shape, or form. So, but I can speak Spanish. And that's really cool. So I want to read some of the testimonies here that you got for Puentes. It says Puentes homeschool Spanish has quickly become the favorite class of the week. That's huge because kids don't like foreign language. They say Erica is a knowledgeable teacher, patient, encouraging, and quick to respond over WhatsApp. And the instruction takes place over Zoom, which allows the persons in other time zones to take class together. That would be really cool. They also said they would highly recommend Puentes to families or co-ops for great immersion classes. So you guys can support co-ops as well.
Yes, up to this point, the largest group class we've had has had 8 students. If co-ops want to take on more, they are more than welcome to, but I know that it's hard to find language instruction, and our prices are more reduced if you have more kids in the class. So that helps because the one-on-one instruction is a little bit of a higher rate. And so if you want to study with friends or with family, that helps lower the rate a little bit.
That's really cool. And here is a testimony from a student. It says, I am learning Spanish faster than I thought I would. I like the teachers and staff. They treat you like family. I enjoy the ways they teach us. I have really actually enjoyed learning Spanish, and it really helps you with communicating in different countries. That is so cool. So where can our listeners connect with you and purchase your resources?
Our website is an easy one to remember. It is studyspanishathome.com. And so if you're looking for Spanish instruction at home, studyspanishathome.com. And I personally handle all of the interactions with parents, and my email is dana@SpanishInstituteOfHonduras.com. A little bit longer, but easy to remember as well.
Yeah.
And I think that's another thing that makes our program special is the kids are not lost in the mix. There's personalized attention to each of them. If you need to adjust the times, the days, the pace, we are open to doing it all.
That's so cool. And you guys also offer a free trial class still, or?
Yes, yeah, we always are offering a free trial class if someone is like, I don't know about this. The one problem there, I will admit, is that the first class is very scary. And before, I always go to the student because the teacher will fully be in Spanish. And so at the beginning of the first class, I tell the student, you are going to be scared, you're going to be freaked out, but it's going to be okay. Because that first class can feel overwhelming. It can feel like, oh my goodness, so much Spanish. What did I get myself into? So that's the only problem with just doing one trial class.
So the classes are taught in Spanish completely?
Yes. Yeah, the teachers will give keywords in English if they see that students are completely lost. But really, after the first level, there's a lot, like the first level, they'll give phrases and keywords, but then after that, it's just keywords to get you along. The basic structure should be enough to move forward.
Yeah, that's really good because I think that's one thing that's lacking probably in a lot of Spanish classes is that immersion aspect of it.
Yeah. And if a student knows they can get away with speaking English, they will. That is very much how middle high schoolers work. They're like, oh, I can speak English, so it's going to be fine. But that's not how it works with us. We know that they're going to get the best learning experience if they're actually in conversation in Spanish. So we push them to stay in Spanish.
That's awesome. Now, is it only online or do you guys have also like in-person school?
Yes, we do have in-person school. So in person, we use the same curriculum as we do online, and it's definitely more fun in person. We do more crafts and activities and go on field trips. That's fun, but I know that not every family has the opportunity to come to Honduras. We do have like a study abroad option if a family wants to come together or if high schoolers want to come together. That's also something we offer since what we primarily started as was the in-person program. That's still, our heart and soul.
Wow. So you guys can be in a study abroad program.
Yes.
Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, wow. It's been really great having you on today. So as we're wrapping this up, what is one takeaway you want our listeners to get from our conversation today?
I want them to know that we're different than most Spanish programs because we're extremely adaptable to the learners. Since the classes are in live groups, as I said, you could do one-on-one or up to a co-op. It's all tailored to the students' needs. And the teachers really do become your family. They form friendships, they laugh together, they know about life since you're just talking, what did you do today? What are you going to do tomorrow? Share with me your experiences in the past. And since all the instruction is in Spanish, the students really learn how to speak and understand the language.
Dana, thank you so much for coming on the show today. I really appreciate it. And just like teaching us so much.
Yeah, this was awesome. I really appreciate the opportunity.
If you love the conversations we're having here on the Homeschool Advantage podcast, follow or subscribe our podcast to stay in the loop and never miss this amazing content. And please highly consider taking a minute to leave a positive rating and review to help others like you discover this show. See you next time.